I'll count down. 3, 2, 1. Take us away.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to say I appreciate everybody jumping on this call and being a part of this. I'm born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and excited to work with CNM and Activate New Mexico, helping entrepreneurs grow their business and, actually meet new people. So in the current climate that we're in, we find it difficult, but calls like these and workshops like these, we want to use to our advantage as much as we possibly can. Now, a few housekeeping rules. I want everyone to participate. This is a relaxed environment. We're going to have fun today. We're going to play some games. I want input from everyone. So if you want to, make sure that you have your chat open so you can communicate through chat. Know that you can actually unmute yourself because there's going to be a portion where I'm going to ask for feedback. I'm here to actually educate as much as I possibly can, inspire and motivate the entrepreneurial mindset. I've been a business owner here in Albuquerque for about 30 years now in different industries. We're going to talk about some of those. But what I found is that many people get excited about starting a business. They may even have the financial backing to start a business, but once they start, where they tend to fall off is the mindset. What is the mindset when going into a business? And through the years, I've just watched and I've learned, and definitely don't know all there is to know, but I have learned enough to know that your mindset plays a very large role in the success of your business. And that's what we're going to talk about. So relax, have fun, give input, smile a little bit, and we're going to get through this and we're going to learn something along the way, okay? Afterwards, Dan will be sending out a survey. We do want your feedback because if there's always room to improve, right? So we want your feedback. And then also later on today, I'll be emailing you a few sheets of motivation and inspiration coming directly from me, okay? So is everybody ready? Everybody give me the thumbs up. You can hear me? We're ready to dance? All right. Let me share my screen, get the slides up. And we will get started. Okay. Can everybody see me?
You're good.
Yes? All right. All right. So I found out a new way how to do these slides. So I'm hoping you guys appreciate this. I want to be more interactive within the slides. So let's talk about this, how to create an entrepreneurial mindset for a successful future. So today's topics, we're going to identify the proper mindset. Something I did learn about infinite and the finite mindset when it comes to how you think. We're going to play a game. Then time and activities. A lot of times we tell ourselves that we're going to do certain things throughout the day, but we're not really doing activities that are productive. We're going to understand what our success zone is, identify proper association for success. Basically, who are you hanging out with the most? Play a game. Then we're going to learn the value of discovering your why operating system. I've really been studying this, and I want to pass the knowledge on to you of the value of discovering your why operating system. Then play another game, and then we're going to create an action plan. Okay, it's great to have knowledge, but if you're not putting anything into action, then nothing's going to get done. And then we'll go into questions. All right, so let's jump into this. Excuse me, during times like this, you have to ask yourself, are you going to pivot? And you may have heard this term, I'm sure you have, right? With business owners, you have the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur, which we all go through. But the question is are you going to pivot and are you going to do it and keep doing it so your business stays moving in the direction you want to? So let's ask ourselves some questions. Right now, are you satisfied with life as it is? Is your life giving you what you want? Excuse me. Are you ready to become more, do more with your life? A lot of times there are things we want to do, but we're not honest with ourselves. And then the other part is, as an entrepreneur, are you wondering what's next? Right? Through the years, I've always wondered that, well, what do I do next, and what comes next, and what are the actions I need to take? So these are some questions that we're going to address, and I want to make sure that you guys are asking yourselves these questions as entrepreneurs. And then, what are your growth possibilities? Regardless of the environment, you have to look at, where can I grow? What can I do to get bigger or better at my craft or build my business? So let's define mindset. Mindset defined as a set of beliefs or way of thinking that determines one's behavior, outlook, or mental attitude. And, you know, through the years, as I was working in the corporate world, watching how that business grew, and the mindset of the owners, what they really thought, and how they were thinking. And I determined that by the behaviors of the people around me, of the management, and their outlook and their attitude. So this is what mindset is. And I want you to know it matters no matter what, okay? So what is your mindset? Fixed or growth? And some of you may know these two terms, but have you really looked at what they really mean? Okay, and we're gonna go through this and really define the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So let's look at a fixed mindset. Things you might say to yourself: failure is the limit to my abilities. My potential is predetermined. It would be too hard to start. That's for dreamers. I hear that one a lot because I'm a dreamer, right? As an entrepreneur, we may hear this from other people. The other one is, that's already been done. I'm either good or I'm not. I'll never be that smart. No one believes in me. And this one right here, I've heard so many times, is, Ken, it's not going to work. I'm a realist. And it's kind of crazy to me how people look at negative as being real, but positive as being a dream. And I want you to understand, as an entrepreneur, dreaming is real, right? Actions that you take, the results that you want to get, that is being a realist to me. So when you talk to people and they give these kinds of terms, it's a fixed mindset. And it's okay for them to have, but as an entrepreneur, we have to look further and understand we need a growth mindset. So things you might say to yourself with a growth mindset: what am I missing, right? Where did I make my mistake? I can always improve. If I fail, I try again. I'm going to train my brain to learn. I'm going to train my brain to get better. All of these thoughts matter. I'm inspired by the success of others. As an entrepreneur, through the years, I've had many ups and downs, but I always wanted to make it a point to feel good about the success that I see other people having. Because to me, my mindset says, if they can do it, well, I can do it too, especially if I can help them get through it. I'll use a different strategy. This is the pivot point, right? A lot of businesses now, some that are going out of business, and you see some that are starting, they're looking at things differently. So they're taking a different strategy. So, through your business, or, the ups and downs, you have to look at this and say, hey, if this didn't work, the goal doesn't change. I'll just try a different way to get there. And mistakes help me learn. Please understand, you are going to make mistakes, and it's okay. I can learn to do anything I want to. That just brings strength and willpower to me. And then helping others motivates me. A lot of times you'll hear people say, well, I love to help people. And I get it, and the heck, I say it too. But what I really want you to take note of is the feeling you get when you help someone. How do you feel? How do you make them feel when you help someone else? And that feeling right there helps with your mindset, creates the growth mindset, because you're putting more of yourself into someone else. And it's that feeling that you get of enjoyment. So helping others should really motivate you to succeed with what you're doing, because you see the success of someone else. Does that make sense? Everybody still with me? Yes? Thumbs up. All right. So the mind game, there's the finite mind game versus the infinite mind game. And, I read a lot of books. I suggest, especially entrepreneurs, keep your head in a book as much as you possibly can. And I'll go ahead and be honest with you guys. I say I read books, but I listen to books a lot. So however way you can absorb the information, but let's take a look at the finite versus infinite. All right, now a finite thought process. Finite simply meaning it has limits, okay? You're gonna start, there's a start and there's a finish. And an example would be when you have, let's say, a basketball game, right? Each player is a finite, there's a number of options. The players, there's only 5 players on each side. There's a start to the game and there's a completion. Once time is over, it's over. And a lot of times what I've noticed, and some of you may have noticed this too, when you have people that are starting a business, they sometimes take a finite mindset into an infinite game, or they'll take an infinite mindset into a finite game, and it causes frustration. So some examples of a finite type game would be checkers, chess, football, basketball. They have a stop, they have a start. You've got the players already identified and nothing else is going to change. So when you go into a game, you know that whatever I'm going to do, whatever's going to happen, I have this amount of time, I'm going to be with these people, and it's going to end. And the other side of that is infinite mindset, limitless or endless. And when we look at how that's defined, so players can come and go, the rules are changeable, and there are no defined endpoints, okay? There are no winners or losers. There are only ahead or behind. So to give you an idea, examples are like business. Business is an infinite game. And through the years, I learned this from business to business to business. It never ended for me. And as an entrepreneur, I want you to understand that business doesn't end, okay? And when you can understand that, a lot of people, they'll take their 401k, let's say, I know several people that did this. They'll dump their 401k and everything they have into one particular business. And in their mind, once they start the business and everything is up and running, they take a finite mindset and say, okay, I'm going to walk away because it's going to run perfectly from here on out. And what they're missing is that business it's an infinite game. You're always going to be doing business. Regardless if you have to go back to work or not, business will always be there. So as an entrepreneur, what I really want to get across to you is that whatever you're doing, take the mindset of, if this business doesn't work, I will pivot and I will make something else work. And the book I actually read, I don't know if you guys can see this, is by Simon Sinek. I suggest everyone get this book, The Infinite Game. Spectacular book. And it really talks about how people really get into the thought process of, once I start something, I can walk away. And many people fail, or they get frustrated because they thought that, well, since I saw it on TV and I bought into a franchise, I used to own a franchise, I buy into this franchise, I can just start it and everything's going to work out perfect. And it doesn't work out that way. So I want to make sure that as business owners, we understand the game that we're playing, because a lot of times people don't see it, especially going from an employee to a business owner, which that's what I did. So here's the question. Are you playing the right game? Whatever the business is for you, if it's a business that you can stop or start and stop, that's one thing. Or is it an infinite business that will continue to build? And I want you to ask yourself, are you playing the right game? And what that means is understand the game and play to stay in the game. The effect of the decisions you make and how you see the world. This is really what's going to affect your thought process, your mindset, and then it's really going to give you the will to keep going. So understand the game you're playing. And as I said, a lot of people, what happens is they really don't understand the game that they're playing. So let's play a game here. Can everybody see the picture that is on the screen right now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just say these people said, hey, we've got a great idea, but we need 10 grand from every single person. Now, you don't have to say right now, would you give these people money based on how they look right now? Okay, I'm just going to show this picture. I want you guys to take it in. We're going to keep going, and then I'm going to answer some questions about these individuals. Okay, so we're looking at them. Take a gander. Everybody wants to give them 10 grand because they said the hope is that we're going to make you a millionaire. Okay, all right, everybody good? Yes. Let's take a look at this. Are you playing the right game? Something I learned early on. There are the 95 percenters and there are the 5 percenters. Okay. And the thing is, Ken said that's a Motley Crue. I agree, Ken. By the way, that was the best band ever was Motley Crue. Just want to chalk that up there. So let's take a look at this. Are you playing the right game? 95% versus 5%. When you look at this, and you look at the game that you're playing, 95% of people are what we call W-2ers, okay? I consider W-2 from this point on just simply meaning they work twice as hard, okay? They work 8 to 12 hours a day. They're paid hourly, salary, or commission-based. They have no write-offs. They have no leverage. They basically depend on others for a check. And then ultimately, they have no freedom. Okay, Dr. Feelgood, I got you, Ken. Now, let's look at the 5 percenters. We are now, and this is the mindset I need you to take. You are now part of the 5%. I used to wonder as an employee, what are the 5 percenters doing? Well, the 5 percenters, we're 1099s, right? We get tax write-offs. We actually have money that works for us 24/7, 365, right? We allow money to do the work. A lot of us, based on your business, paid residually. And the other part is we enjoy the journey. We do have leverage and it gives us time freedom. And I want you to really look at this, you guys, because when we've been taught it's just how it is to work for someone our whole life, and that's okay. And there's not a problem with that. But when you decide to become a business owner, you're going from 95% thought process to the 5%. Now, what that simply means when you look at this game is it boils down to systems. If you're taking notes, write this down. Systems stands for save yourself time, energy, money, and stress. Okay? That's what systems are, that's what they stand for. Now, here's the kicker. 95% of people work for systems, right? I worked for Intel. They created the system. I never saw the owner. The system continued to work. And I worked for that system, okay? Again, nothing wrong with it, but what 5 percenters do is they have systems that work for them. They create the system, they're saving themselves time, energy, money, and stress because the system is constantly functioning. And as a business owner, you need to figure out what are the systems that you have in place that you can put in place that will continuously work for you. Because and I've done this, right? You start working the business more than anything else, right? The business becomes a job. And then you get angry because you took you took an infinite mindset or a finite mindset into an infinite game. Frustration sets in, and then you don't have the proper system that can function without you being there. So I want you to look on larger scales. These are the things that you really need to focus on. So the one thing if you're taking notes, write this one down. People sleep, systems don't. People sleep, systems don't. And I really thought about that because the 17 years I was at Intel, I worked graveyard. That means that while you guys were sleeping, I was awake and I was working. And then I'd go home and someone would get up and they'd go in and they'd work during the day. The one thing is that the owner, he got to choose when he slept and when he woke up. Okay, write this one down. You should stop sleep. You should wake up when you're done sleeping, right? Not via alarm. Okay, so systems. People sleep, systems don't. And that's what you want to do as a business owner is create a system that will function with or without you. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is time. Everyone is busy. I hear this all the time. I don't have time, Ken, I could never do it. I'm working, I've got kids, and right, to me, a lot of time it's an excuse. But let's look at this. When you say, I don't have time, let's reflect on that statement. What if I told you that I was a multimillionaire and I was going to give you $86,400 every single day? Put it in the chat. What would you do with that money? And here's the catch. You can't save it. You can only spend it. Whatever you don't spend that day goes away, and I'm going to give you another 86 grand the next day. And I don't know if you guys ever heard the movie Brewster's Millions, where he had to spend all the money. Well, think of it that way. If I told you that. So let's see. Yes, investments count. So let's say you invested it on Monday, but then I gave you another 86 grand on Tuesday. What would you do with it? Every single day. Can't save it. You guys put in the chat. What would you do with the money? Start a nonprofit. Okay, awesome. The nonprofit started on Thursday. I'm going to give you another 86. Fly around the world. I like it. I like it, Dan. Buy stocks. Okay. So here's the thing with time. I love this, you guys. Many people, they play the scratchers, right? They want to win the big one, the $1 million one. Couple things with that. When you look at the time that you've been allotted every day we're all given 86,400 seconds. That's the amount of seconds in every single day. What I began to really look at is I treated every second like $1. So you get to spend your money however way you choose. So as a business owner, if you're spending your money doing non-productive things, you're wasting money. Okay, you've heard the term time is money. Okay, well, look at it like this. Every single day, you're given this money. You can't save it. You can only spend it. What will you do with your money? And you can only blame yourself when you're wasting your money. That's the other part. I talked to a lot of people, and you may have heard this one, you know, Ken, I'm hustling every day, or I'm grinding every day. Here's the kicker. If you're killing zombies or dunking basketballs throughout the day, you're not grinding every day, okay? If you're spending more time on Pinterest or, you know, breaking your thumb, looking at everyone else's life, you're wasting money, okay? And I hit hard with this because we have the time. You have the time for your business. You have the time to be an entrepreneur. You have the time to build that dream. It's just depending on how you decide to spend your money. So when it comes to money and time, that's what I want you to really think about. So what are your daily activities? Let's take 3 minutes. And if you're taking notes, just jot down 10 money generating activities you will do every day to maximize your 86 grand. Take 3 minutes and write it down. And the reason why I want you to write these down is because I need you to see them. Because if you can see them every day and you know you're wasting your money, when you see them, you know you need to do these activities, because this is what's going to generate income for you and eventually give you that freedom. So let's take 3 minutes and let's jot down 10 money generating activities, whatever that is for your business. Let's take some time and actually jot that down, okay? And if you get it done early, you can just put it in the chat. Just type in done. About 30 more seconds. All right. So we have a list, and since you are taking notes, write this one down. What I want you guys to do is remember this one. Take pride in your business. Pride stands for positive results involve daily efforts. It is time to take pride. This is the rise of the entrepreneur. It's our time. So take pride in everything that you do. Those activities, they're important. Positive results involve daily efforts, okay? Because that's what we want. Everybody still with me? Yes? Ready to roll? Ready to roll? All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so back to the game. Boom. There they are. Does anyone know who these people are? Anyone? Bueller?
I'm going to go with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre crew.
All right, so check this out. I enjoy doing this because there's a few things I want you to get out of this. It doesn't matter the way your business looks right now, it can always get better. It doesn't matter where you're starting, because as you get better, your business gets better and it continues to build. If every single one of these individuals looked at you and said, hey, we got a bright idea, we need 10 grand, just based on the way they look, most likely, not too sure. What I want you to look at, the people you see in this picture, this is Microsoft. That is little Bill Gates in the bottom left corner there in the blue shirt. See, when they started, they didn't look that good. When they started, no one believed in them. When they started, they had an idea. They had a dream. They had a thought process. You're looking at multi-million and billionaires right now, the way they looked when they started. So what I want you to take from this is, where you are now is not the end. This is not the completion. You're not done yet, right? The current environment going on in the world today, that is not your ending. Your ending is based on the daily activities that you just wrote down. It's based on your mindset moving forward. It's based on a growth mindset that you will have moving forward, because that's what they had to have when they started. Because all of us said, nah, I ain't giving them $1, right? So this is Microsoft. And I just believe that when you take these things in consideration, your mindset, what you do every day, it matters. And it will build you. And eventually, we're all looking to be able to have a house that can talk back to us like Bill there, and really contribute to more things in the world. So, okay, that is Microsoft. Let's go ahead and move forward. Now, let's get into your zone. Let's talk about your comfort zone and your learning zone. Excuse me. It's really cool when you can admit to yourself that you stayed in your comfort zone a little bit too long, and nothing's happening, and you really want to take advantage of the learning zone. So let's look at the difference. In your comfort zone, this is a risk-free zone One thing that I've heard so many times is, right, you just accept getting by. This is how it's always been done. If you feel that way, or you're around individuals and they use that term, this is the way it's always been done, you need to move away, okay? In your comfort zone is where average lives. Being like everyone else, and it's okay, right? But if you want to be a little bit more, then this is the zone you need to stay out of, right? You can play it safe in your comfort zone. Usually regret lives in your comfort zone, and then that fear, that false evidence appearing real, okay? Write this one down. 2 choices when it comes to fear. You can forget everything and run, or you can face everything and rise. It's your choice. And when you look at people that are in their comfort zone, it's okay. But what I need you to understand, if you really want to be an entrepreneur, you're going to have to step out of this zone completely. Man, I get it. I have been afraid. I understand. But if you really want to be an entrepreneur with an infinite mindset and a growth mindset, you need to stay away from this zone right here as much as you possibly can. Okay. Now, the other side of that is our learning zone. This is where we learn, exploring new things. What can I do next, right? What am I missing? That growth mindset. Things that are difficult. This is where your courage is built. Many people want to engage in projects. Got you. Taking risks. It's okay to take risks. There are no limits when you're in your learning zone, right? Learning never stops. And I just think that's cool. That means no matter who you are or who you're talking to, right, you can always learn. You can always observe more. Opportunities live in your learning zone. There's an abundance here. Your mindset changes from limitations to abundance. And then really, it's really about pursuing those dreams that you have. So comfort zone is limiting. Learning zone, there's an abundance of opportunities. And, through the years, and I'll talk about this, I've had to stay in the learning zone because that comfort zone was too limiting for me. And as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that this is where growth happens. So association. Now, this one's kind of tough for people. And let me just start by saying, I'm not telling you to go get rid of all your friends and stop talking to your cousin that you like hanging out with and all of that. But association, this is a very, very big part of being a business owner. Okay. And we're going to take a look at it. So define association: a group of people organized for one joint purpose, a connection or link between people or organizations. Basically, who you hanging out with, okay? And how long are you hanging out with them, all right? So relationships, partnerships, your contacts, your circle or your clique, all right? Now, we're gonna look at this 2 different ways, okay? I want you guys to have fun with this. I'm gonna kind of date myself, but don't worry about that part. Let's look at association. Let's talk about music first, all right? Let's look at music and the value and the impact of association. Everyone remembers NSYNC, okay? You can say that you don't, but I know you do, all right? NSYNC, hot group, all right? Justin Timberlake, part of NSYNC, but hotter than the entire group, right? Okay? The Jackson 5, hot group, but Michael Jackson, a lot hotter. Okay, so think of it like this. NSYNC was a spectacular group, made a lot of money, but Justin Timberlake had an infinite mindset, and he is doing a lot more by himself. And I'm not saying NSYNC was bad for him. It was not, but the association had to change for him to do the things that he wanted to do. The Jackson 5, hot group, but honestly, can you name all 5? Probably not, right? I mean, Tito, everyone knows Tito, okay? Everyone knows Tito, right? Jackie maybe, but we all know Mike, okay? So association, Jackson 5, hot group. unstoppable. But Michael Jackson, multi-billionaire. The association changed, okay? So let's look at sports. All right, this one, going to date myself again, but let's take a look at sports and association and how it actually impacts. Michael Jordan, everyone knows Mike. Notably, the best player to ever touch basketball. Some say he's the GOAT. Not my GOAT, but he's the GOAT, all right? Chicago Bulls, a fantastic team. Michael Jordan, great by himself, but with the team, unstoppable, okay? They found the right team. They put the right team together with the right people, and they were extremely successful, okay? Now, Michael Jordan, the basketball owner, not so hot. I don't know if you guys even knew he owned the Charlotte Hornets, okay? Not so hot, all right? Now let's look at Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, extremely successful by himself, all right? I watched a documentary on him and just, wow, all right? Now, as a businessman, smart, great investing, Shark Tank, doing big things by himself. Now let's look at Mark Cuban, the owner. Mark Cuban owns the Dallas Mavericks. As an owner, he is just as successful as he is as a businessman, some might say. And the reason why I want you to look at this is because, think of it like this. Michael Jordan, the best basketball player to ever touch a basketball, but as an owner, he hasn't been able to put the right team together. Mark Cuban, who has never played basketball, but has put the right team together, and his basketball team has won a championship. So how is it the best player on the planet can't put together a winning team, but a business owner who's never played basketball before knows how to put the right team together and win a championship? It's based on their association. So you can be successful by yourself. If you're around people that are not building you up, you need to do what Justin and Mike did and change your association. If you're by yourself, you need to do what Mark did and not look at the fact that I never played basketball. I've never owned a basketball team. Heck, I don't even know if he knows how to shoot a basketball. I don't know if he knew any basketball players before that, but what he looked at was the opportunity to put the right team together and do the right things and win a championship. MJ has yet to do that with the basketball team he literally owns. How is that possible? So as an entrepreneur, when you're building your business and the people you associate with, I just want you to know they matter. They matter immensely. And these are just some examples I like to use just to put it in perspective, because a lot of people don't see it this way. You can do anything you want to do as an entrepreneur. You're staying in a growth mindset. You're looking at you're playing the right game with the right mindset. Now you've got your association. And in addition to that, you're not wasting your $86,000 or minutes or seconds every single day. You're now doing positive activities that are going to get you the results you want. That's really all Mark did, is he just changed the way things were done and he put the right team together. Okay. Everybody still with me? Yes. Thumbs up. All right, let's move on. So for me, my association had to change. I was working at Intel. Of course I love my friends and family and all that, yada, yada, yada. But as a business owner, things had to change. So early on, I started going to workshops like this, but they were seminars. And when it changed, my mindset changed. Now I'm going to show you some pictures and I'm going to give you guys the green light to laugh because it's kind of funny. All right. So boom, there I am. This is me back in the day because boom, I got my pager right here still. What I started to learn is that I had to put myself in different environments. I went to it was a millionaires. I've got the Becoming a Millionaire with the Millionaire Mindset. Okay. That gentleman next to me is T. Harv Eckert, okay? A speaker, author. This was early on. I was still working at Intel, but I realized that I had to change my association. And I'm saying this because I had to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Okay, now this other one, boom. Same conference. That gentleman there, I don't know if you've ever heard of Chicken Soup for the Soul, but that is Mark Victor Hansen that I was able to meet, okay? Now, I mention all of this, you guys, because at some point in time, you may have to stop hanging out with the people you're hanging out with. At some point in time, you may have to go off on your own and go in the direction you need to. And as you can tell, these are older pictures because I got both my earrings. That other picture, I had my pager and my cell phone, right? They're just older pictures, okay? So I just want you, I want you guys to understand that, look, these seminars, these workshops, people around you may say, why are you spending the money? Why are you doing that? It's not up to them. I need you to take control of what it is that you want and actually take action towards those dreams, okay? And it was a fantastic conference. Look, I still have a cassette tape. This was a cassette, not that any of you guys know what cassette tape is. This is a cassette tape that I got that I would listen to. So I started filling my mind and doing things like the 5%ers were doing, okay? All right, so another assignment. Let's do this. I want you to write down the 10 people that you associate with the most, okay? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to do this, and I want you to be honest with yourself. The ones that you're usually around, the ones that you take input from, take 2 minutes and jot those names down because I want you to really take a look at them.
Again, I just gotta say, I finished mine quick.
Okay.
Man, this activity makes me feel like a loser. Well, like, man, I just talked to like my mom and my dad and like my colleagues at work. I mean, not that my families are losers, but you know what I mean. Like they're not millionaires.
We won't tell them, Dan. We won't tell them. Okay, a lot of people are finishing up. Here's the thing about this activity. Look, Marissa had a question. Are you saying we must evaluate with every level we achieve? Yes and no. As you move on in life, you are going to meet new people. And it's just evaluating that, okay, is this, elevate, sorry. Is this someone that I'm gonna, have as a friend to hang out with? And if so, that's okay. Or is this someone that I can work with and build, potentially help them and they can help me kind of situation? I've got friends that I will go and I'll spend, it's usually like a half hour to 45 minutes just hanging out. After that, I gotta go, okay? I don't wanna waste my 86 grand, killing zombies. Again, to each his own, but I gotta go. So it's more of, if you have a goal and these people are not aligned with or assisting or, you're not collaborating in any way, then just evaluate the situation. A story I heard in a book, a guy is talking with a friend of his and he says, hey, Bob asked me to lend him, it was $1,000 the other day. And the guy says, well, did you give it to him? He said, well, yeah, I did. And he said, well, what did he need it for? Well, he told me he needed to pay for his rent. He had a car payment, he had a loan payment, and he needed some food. So I lent him the money. He said, but the crazy thing is 2 weeks later, Bob came to me and asked me for another $1,000. I says, whoa, did you give it to him? He says, no, I didn't give it to him. He said, well, why not? He said, well, I had it, but this time he said he needed it to start a business. So the guy says, well, why didn't you give it to him? He says, well, here's the thing. And this is what I want you guys to think about. He said, I will help Bob get by, but I'm not going to help Bob pass me by. So is that a friend? Or, so, and I want you guys to think about this. Do you have friends that are willing to help you just get by? Or do you have friends and associates that are willing to help you push by them, right? A lot of times we have friends, family members that will say, yes, I'll help you just get by. And it's okay. But then you tell them you're going to start a business. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? You don't know anything about a business. You don't know. Well, I'm just asking for $500 here, right? I'm going to start a business. This is hilarious. Take this in consideration. And I don't know if you guys ever thought about this, but we will congratulate people when they buy a new house, they buy a new car, they buy new shoes, they buy a new cell phone, they spend money on a trip, and all of that causes debt. And we will congratulate them forever. But tell someone that you're going to start a business and there's no congratulations. It is usually, why are you doing it? Don't do it. You shouldn't do it. You're going to waste your money. And I want you to really stop and think about your association. If you're willing to congratulate me when I go into debt, but you're not willing to help me get out of debt, I need to really evaluate how long we hang out together. Does that make sense to everybody? And I really don't want to be harsh, but come on, man. You're an entrepreneur. This is your life. This is your business. It's time to get real. Okay? Cool. Everybody ready to move forward? Right on, right on. All right, new game, new game. Boom. Who are we? Okay, take a gander, feel them out. Handsome gentleman right there. Okay, we're taking it all in. We're seeing it. All right, here's the thing. They just had an idea, okay? As entrepreneurs, your mindset says, I have an idea, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you a hint. Their idea came from a waffle iron. Does anybody know? Talk to me. Anybody knows a waffle iron? This was just part of the idea. No clues, no one. Becky, Vince, you know who these people are? Here, let me go back to the picture. Boom, there they are. Oh, Monzel says Waffle House. Nope. Vince says nope, not at all. He doesn't know. No other guesses? IHOP, nope. This is gonna be hilarious. Okay, and I'm gonna show you the point. These two individuals created Nike off a waffle iron. Let me tell you their story. One of them was eating breakfast one day. The other one ran track. His wife made him waffles. His friend had no traction on his shoes. He then took his waffle iron into his garage and poured rubber inside the waffle iron and then stuck it to the bottom of his buddy's shoes. These are the individuals that created Nike, and it all came from a waffle iron. See, when you have an idea and you present it to people and they're not on the same thought process as you, they're not thinking the way you are, it's not their vision, it's yours. When you have an idea that just seems just all flat out silly, right? It's the dumbest thing you could ever think of. It's not. Because who would have thought of pouring rubber in a waffle iron and sticking it to the bottom of a shoe? And you see how they're smiling right there? You know why they're smiling? Because they're loaded. Because they achieve their dreams. They employ people. They have systems that are now working for them. They have people that are highly educated that are helping them make more money, all because of a waffle iron. And you guys can look it up. These are the kind of stories that excite me. because when I feel like I'm going the wrong direction, when I feel like this idea just isn't going to work, I'm not talented enough, man, I have those same feelings. Think of stories like this. Two individuals came together, poured rubber in a waffle iron and made Nike. So all those shoes that you see, all from these two guys right here. Okay? Pretty cool, right? All right, let's move on. Two of the most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. And, you know, through businesses, I really didn't know my why per se, or why I was doing it. Like, we have an idea of why we do things. Like, we might say the money, it may be time freedom that we're shooting for, but ultimately it's the identification of your particular why. And I want to discuss this and really get into how this impacts people, because if you think about the stories that we just went through, when it comes to Microsoft, they had a particular why. It wasn't money, right? When Bill Gates said he pictured every household having a computer, I'm sure people laughed. It's not going to happen, right? When Nike, when those two guys came together, when Phil, he said, okay, well, I can make the traction. I'll just use a waffle iron. They had a why. And I really want to talk about this because I want you to understand the value of your why. Because when you know your why, what you do has more impact. And that's really, as an entrepreneur, we may say that we're in it for the money, but we're not. There's more to your business and why you started it. And I believe there should be. There should be a driving force as you move through, because your why is what's going to get you through those struggles. So what you do has more impact when you know your why. Some of the challenges that you may face, right? You've heard this before. You need to know your why, but you don't know how to do or how to do it or what it is. A lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, right? We're searching for what we're passionate about, what drives us. And we tend to struggle with clarity. Through the years, business after business, people have said, well, why did you end one and start another one? And a lot of it was just clarity. I knew I wanted to be in business, but I just didn't have clarity on exactly what it was. So these are some of the challenges that we face as entrepreneurs. So before my why, I was just like everybody else, man. I was in a system, worked at Intel. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that, hey, I got this degree. I hold an electronics computer engineering degree, and I got my job. And when I started Intel, I was making a whopping $6 an hour. Then they gave me a raise and they gave me a quarter, and I was pumped and, excited, but there was something else in me that said, hey, there's more out there. So what I did was, about 1.5 years into it, I just decided to start businesses. So I started businesses here and there. This is one of the ads that I'm going to date myself again. Boom. I had 2 cell phone stores back in the day. Didn't know what we were doing, but I knew that I wanted more. But this was before I actually realized why I wanted it. So after realizing my why, I started going out and I started speaking at different forums. I was asked to speak on a couple TV shows, and I began to really understand my why and what really drove me. And talking to entrepreneurs and inspiring, motivating, educating entrepreneurs is just something that I really got excited about. Being able to get paid to travel, to talk to young entrepreneurs, starting businesses, already in business. It was just an exciting time for me. So when I was able to really identify my why, it really moved me a lot faster and a lot further because I was driven more. And I want everyone to really focus and understand their why. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch a short video. And then we're going to talk about what you noticed in this video once it's over, okay? So let me share my screen. And we will jump into this. Okay, Dan, can everybody see my screen, guy on the stage? All right, perfect.
Series is called How Do I Know? And a lot of times when people hear the phrase, how do I know, the next thing they say is what? How do I know what? But the key really isn't to know what, the key is to know why. Because when you know your why, you have options on what your what can be. For instance, my why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. My what is stand-up comedy. My what is writing books. My what can be going out with some friends to eat. In fact, another what that has moved me towards my why is a web series that we have out now called Break Time. So every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, you should subscribe to the channel. We do a series called Break Time on YouTube. So 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode. One episode in particular, I'm about to show you a clip to. We were in Winston-Salem. So Break Time, this is how it works. I travel the country, I do stand-up comedy, probably an hour, hour and a half at an event. And in the middle of my show, I'll just sit down and start talking to the audience. And funny just happens. Or I'll meet somebody who's really interesting. So I met this one guy, and he said that he teaches music at a school. I was like, all right, you teach music, can you sing? And then I'm just going to show you the clip. Check it. So you're a musical director. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Wow. That bro could sing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know which version I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Right now I'm found, was blind, but now I see.
So here's the thing. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time I asked him to sing, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what has more impact because you're walking in or towards your purpose.
Okay. Now, let me pull these slides up. So, what did you guys see? What was the difference in the way he sang that song? There was a major difference, right? The first time, and here's the thing, as a business owner, you know what to do, but it's going to be more impactful if you know why you're doing it, why the passion is there. So let's see, Dan says, freedom to express, to do right. You unlock that why. And what I want to do is just help you understand the value of knowing why you're doing something. I've been in businesses, but there wasn't a major reason why. So moving forward, I want to help people identify the value of this. And it's about transformation. Transformation isn't about being someone you want to be. Transformation is about you discovering you. Who are you? Are you in the right business? Are you doing the right thing that's best for you? And it's a simple process. One of the things I suggest to people is get this book, Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Fantastic book. And we have a 5-minute process where you can actually discover your why. And that's what I've been able to help people do moving forward as a why professional, being able to help people identify. And what it really is, it boils down to 9 whys. These are the 9 whys: contribute, trust, make sense, better way, right way, challenge, mastery, clarify, and simplify. There are 9 whys, and everybody is one of them. And here are the brief definitions: contribute to a greater cause; trust, being able to create those trusting relationships; make sense, you are the person where everything needs to make sense. I myself, I'm better way. I believe in finding a better way to do things. Then you've got individuals where it has to be done the right way. Challenge, you really, it's not a matter of enjoying it, but just challenging things is something that you do. Mastery, understanding how things function and the details. Clarify, moving forward with clarity is something that's very important to you. And then simplify. Some people want to simplify before they move forward. So these are our 9 whys, and it's really just brain biology. Behind the why, it's really about our thought process. 2 parts of the brain we look at: the neocortex, which is the rational thinking part. It is the language, the numbers, the statistics. The other part is the limbic brain. The limbic brain is the relationships, it's the trust, it's the decision-making part of the brain. And the way I want you to look at this, logically, people don't buy or spend money logically. We spend money emotionally, okay? Because I cannot fathom understanding why someone would wait all night in a tent in line to buy a cell phone that's going to be obsolete in 18 months. But the reason why is because it's how it makes people feel. So we buy and spend and we do things based on feelings. So when you look at your business and what you're doing it emotionally, but when you identify that why, that emotion comes into play, and then logically you start doing the actions that you need to do to move forward because of the way the business makes you feel. And that is really what helps with your why. So when you go through the discovery, what you're going to get is you're going to get your why, the information, you're going to get a video from our founder on describing your why, and then information on your why, and then famous people that share the same why as you do. So imagine what your life would feel like if you focused on your why first. Not the money, not the statistics, not anything else, but your why first. And moving forward, that's really what I want to help people with. And then the importance is once you discover your why, then we find the how and we find the what. And we put them in the right order. So your why, our why is the core of our motivation. It's the feeling you get when you're doing exactly what you know you're supposed to be doing, okay? It provides that clarity. It is that purpose. Then the how is how you address that process. This is part of your why. This is why you're doing it and how you're going to get it done. It also adds to that clarity. And then you've got the what, defining by what you do or what you bring to your why. It's what you're going to use to move you forward. Discovering your what is your 3rd step to your clarity and helping you with your business. So your why, how, what will get you to what you're passionate about. And it's crazy because I've been in businesses, but what I do now, put it this way. If you won the lottery today, would you still be doing what you're doing right now? Would you still own that business? That's the way I look at it. If I was a multimillionaire right now, I would still be doing this because this is my why, being able to do this. So think of it that way. Now, you've got whys that have purpose, and what we do is we help you figure out your why operating system, your message, and it can be used for a business or a resume. These why messages or why operating systems here, these are for resumes. The first one, I believe that success and progress happen when I find a better way. How I do that is by making sense out of the complicated or challenging. And then what I bring is a way to contribute, add value, and have an impact in the lives of those around me. So on resumes, right? Your why is who you are and what you do. The next one, below that one, my why is to seek out and gain knowledge and understanding. How I do that is by asking clarifying questions. What I bring is a drive to build trusting relationships to have a positive impact on people. That bottom one is actually my daughter's. I took my daughter through this process, and it was kind of crazy. She's had, she has jobs, but the jobs that she's had, they didn't work out because she really didn't identify her why. When we identified her why, the one thing that she said was, Dad, I appreciate you taking me through this because I thought there was something wrong with me. But now that I understand my why is mastery, I'm clear now. And now she's in a class, she's learning how to code and build websites because mastery, her why is really understanding detail. The other jobs she had, they weren't detail oriented, but once she had her why and she knows her why statement on her resume, that's what she puts in the objective. She's clear on who she is and they're clear on what they're getting. Now, when it comes to business, I have my why statement. My why statement is to find a better way to help people and businesses achieve their goals. How I do this is by challenging the current mindset. What I do is contribute life and business experiences to have a positive impact that lead to results. So, you know that they call it that 60-second pitch or your elevation or elevator pitch. Imagine if you knew your why operating system, how fast that would be. What is your business about? What are you about? What are you going to help me with? That's what this why operating system helps with. It's that clarity. So you know what you're going to be bringing and people know what you're going to be bringing to the table. Okay. So when I discovered mine, it was an awesome feeling. So the process is simple. What we do is we take you deep dive in the 9 whys. We help you discover your how and your what. We develop that why message, that why operating system. So you get you. And then what I do is I help you learn how to use that operating system. How do you apply it in everyday life and in your business? So what's going to happen? I'm going to help you with clear direction. You want to stand out with the gifts that you have and then play life to the fullest in the right lane, right? Are you playing the right game and are you playing with the right mindset? Where does this help? Relationships, careers, and business. I just can't stress enough, knowing my why and then identifying my how and my what has made life a lot clearer for me. And really, it's given me the confidence to push forward. Now, another game. Who am I? Now, with this guy, this part's really cool. It's already been done. Okay? This one's really awesome. Does anyone know who this guy is? Anyone? Okay, Becky's got some input. Okay, here's the thing. It's a good guess. What I want you guys to know is it's already been done. As entrepreneurs, whatever your idea is, it doesn't matter if it's been done or not. Okay, right? 3M, their message used to be, we don't make the product, we just make it better. So this guy right here, his idea had already been done. Okay, we're going to go back to him. Now, let's write down our actions. So we're going to take action right now. So the first step is decide. I need you to make bold, courageous, determined, and committed decisions. We are going to take action when this is done. Okay? Now, the first step in your action plan is you want to discover that why. At any point in time, you can go to discovermywhytoday.com. Put in your first and last name, fill out the information, and I will get you what you need so you can discover your why. Okay? We got to make a decision. Now, things we're going to do right now, and I want you to write this stuff down. Your action plan is going to consist of what I like to call stop, start, and continue. Okay? First thing you're going to do is you're going to admit to yourself, what are the things that you know you need to stop doing right now? Okay, this is the part that gets really tough for people. And I just write down 5 things that you know you need to stop doing. I need to stop getting on Facebook so much. I need to stay off Twitter. I need to stop eating the wrong things that are slowing me down. I need to stop paying attention to things that are not productive in my life. I need to stop hanging out with so-and-so. What are the 5 things that you need to stop doing right now? Okay. Then the next is, what are some of the things you need to start doing, right? Jot down 5 things that you know for a fact, if you started doing them right now, you would be moving in the right direction for your business to be successful. And these 2 are kind of tough because a lot of times we just don't want to be honest with ourselves. And then the last one, hey, it's okay to be honest with yourself and say, you know what? There are things that I've been doing that are right. What are some of the things that I need to continue doing? I'm making phone calls every day, right? I'm actually making the contacts I need to make, and it's a good thing. So stop, start, and continue. Always keep that in mind, okay? Because as you do these, these are lists that are going to continue to grow as you move on in business. So some rules to follow. Excuse me. When you fail, don't give up, because fail stands for first attempt in learning. All right? That's what fail is. No doesn't hurt, because no stands for next opportunity. I've been told no a whole lot, right? But I just move on to the next opportunity. That's what no is to me. And N never is, because N stands for effort never dies. Okay? These are just some rules that I follow because I have my ups and downs just like everyone else. And when you have these ups and downs, I just want you to stay in the positive mindset. I like, Marissa says, no is a minor inconvenience in our way to a yes. I agree. I agree. Thank you for that input. All right. So back to this guy. So this guy right here, it was an idea and it was something that already been done. This is James Dyson. Okay. Vacuum cleaners had been out for years, but see, James knew something, right? He looked into it. He knew that it would take time to perfect his idea. 5 years, 5,127 prototypes later is when he created his vacuum cleaner. He's been quoted as saying, enjoy failure and learn from it. You can never learn from success. You guys, I want you to know, as an entrepreneur, you're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. But imagine if he had given up, right? And the hilarious part is he was redoing something that had already been done. So here's the thing I want you to keep in mind as an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if it's already been done. It's your idea. If you can make it better, make it better. Okay? If you can improve on it, improve on it. This guy is smiling. Now it's not just vacuum cleaners. My boy's got hair dryers. He's got really cool looking fans. I don't know if you've been in Best Buy, but wow, they're cool looking, right? He's taken this to a whole nother level, but it started as a vacuum cleaner. It didn't stop there. So I use this information to encourage you and inspire you to keep going. 5,127 times this guy screwed up. Keep going. You're an entrepreneur. Growth mindset. Okay? And that link to the why discovery is discovermywhytoday.com. As for me, you guys, I know I've got to keep going. Here's a list of some partners and resources that you may be able to use for your business. I was able to publish a book. I never thought this would ever happen, but I published a book in 2016. You can find it on Amazon. That picture right there is actually me. I was a high jumper, and that was at the state meet, and I actually lost that track meet. And in the book, it was a turning point in my life, and I talk about the turning points that got me to where I am today. What made me walk away from Intel after 17 years? And I tell people all the time, I'm not telling you to quit your job, but it was a turning point in my life. And that track meet was a turning point. And I've been able to build and grow and really understand my why moving forward. So this is a list of partners, resources. And if you are on social media, please follow me, and any type of positive input would greatly be appreciated on my Facebook page or any one of my social media outlets. My goal is to bring people together, help entrepreneurs out as much as possible. If you ever decide that you want to write a book, if there's anything I can help you out with that, just let me know, because I never thought I would do something like that, but I was able to pull it off. So thank you for that. And this is the way I want to, and I'm going to leave you guys with this, and then we'll go on to questions. What I want you to think moving forward is yourself as a conductor, okay? There's something about a conductor that I never really noticed, but as a business owner, I really took it in. A conductor never pays attention to what's going on behind him, okay? Never. The doors could open, they could close, someone could sneeze, but a conductor always watches what's in front of him. And from this point forward, think of this. I heard this in a movie and I just loved it, right? Musicians learn to play music, but conductors conduct the entire orchestra. And I want you to look at your business and yourself. You are a conductor and you are beginning to conduct, and you're going to put your orchestra together. And right now, there's nothing there. Your business is just getting started. It's empty. But through time, you're going to find the right people to put in the right positions. Going on behind you, it's empty. Trust me, people are honestly waiting to see what's going to happen with your business. They may not be waiting for you to fail, but they're just waiting. They're just waiting. And they're not going to sit down with you. They're going to say, no, it's not going to work. That's already been done. You have no idea what you're doing. Just leave it, but still conduct. And when I looked at this, I started putting the right people in the right place. Start putting your orchestra together. Start associating yourself with the right people. Because as you start to put your orchestra together, right, and you start practicing and you're going to keep moving forward, eventually people are going to be in seats behind you. And then they're really going to watch, right? And you're putting it together and they're just sitting there and they're waiting to see if you're going to quit, to see if you're going to give up, because they want to know if you've got everything in you that you claim that you have, if you really want to make this business work. And here's the thing, for me, they've been sitting and they've been waiting. But what I want you to know is, as a conductor, it doesn't matter what's going on behind you. Your orchestra is in front of you. Your business is in front of you. Your future is in front of you. Conduct your orchestra, because eventually those same people that were sitting, they will stand and applaud you because of the effort that you stuck with, the effort you put in, the success that you had, because they doubted you. Make the doubters stand up. Be a conductor. Conduct your orchestra. Play the music that you want to play. Build the business that you want to build. Eventually, they will stand up because they're not going to have a choice. They're going to have to. So I want you guys to be the conductor, okay? Don't worry about what's going on behind you. Don't worry about what's on Facebook. Don't worry about what people are saying. Associate with the right people that'll build you up and play the music with you, okay? So that's what I have for you guys. I want to jump into a short question. If you have any questions, I want to address them if possible. And again, I want to thank everyone for jumping in and being a part of this. I really enjoyed it. Any type of feedback, as I said before, Dan is going to send out a survey. So if you could please get that filled out. Any positive feedback on social media, any of my outlets would be appreciated. But that is what we had for you today. Dan, do you have anything else?
First off, big snaps and claps and emojis and all the things for Mr. Ken Jackson, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and